and you must not stand and look at me.
Hey, thanks for clicking on my Norway video. We're going to experience some world-class landscapes and amazing hiking locations, and also find out what was up with that grumpy old man. Alright, let's go! Welcome to country number 81 on the road to 100. In this video, we're exploring the beautiful but expensive wonder of the north in the Arctic Circle, Norway. Let's get into it. Welcome to a brand new video. I'm excited for this one. We flew into Bergen and then drove straight to the trailhead of a hike I've wanted to do since I was young. All right, the first trek begins to the famous Chunga. So Chunga is one of the most famous hikes in the world, and I'm pretty sure you've seen a photo of the final rock. But one thing I didn't know is that it's actually a 10-kilometer hike to get to the rock. So that means we were going to stay the night up there. 5 kilometers out of the 10-kilometer hike, and the rain has not let up. So another thing we didn't know is that Bergen is actually the most rainy location in all of Europe. That's where we're staying tonight. And we clearly have a long way to go to make it to those tents. But with a little bit of revitalizing Norwegian water straight from the source, we kicked our butts into action and continued to hike all the way to the rock. It was so foggy and we were kind of disappointed, but then... It's clearing up! It's clearing up! Oh my gosh, it's clear! The clouds parted like Moses parted the Red Sea, and would you believe it, look at how clear and beautiful this view actually is. Wow. So we took the risk, came on a super rainy day, and of course, there's no one here but our little hiking group, and it was amazing. Normally they say there's huge lines. If it's a sunny day, you can wait for so long to be able to get the rock to yourself. It feels crazy to witness Chunga after seeing it for years and years and years online and really wanting to come to Norway, and then finally coming. Kind of a crazy feeling.
10 out of 10, worse weather, but still best experience.
It's so crazy how we were completely fogged in, couldn't see a thing, and then all of a sudden it opened up and it got like incredible views. Wow. So after that really amazing experience, we pushed on 1 hour past Chunga to get to our tents, and even though it's light out, it's actually still pretty late because the sun sets around midnight here. And look at this, our tents. We walked an hour past Chunga, and now we made it to our tent for the night. We survived. One last look at our amazing location, and this was around 10:30 p.m. So we packed it up and called it a night.
Oh, morning. Well, we had a sleep up here in the rain, but it was still cozy because we had these thick sleeping bags. All right, time to get up and go back.
Wow. Service?
Okay, no, I don't have friends that are this nice to serve me breakfast in the morning. We did this adventure with Chunga Adventures, and they have permits for camping. Otherwise, it's illegal. So we made our way back to the rock in the early morning, and then a bunch of people showed up, and of course, there's a line. So a little fun fact about the name of this place is it sounds just what it means in English. Chunga means troll's tongue, and the story is that one troll dared to stick his tongue out during the daylight, and it froze into stone. Because if trolls come out in the light, they turn to stone. So that's the story. It's pretty epic. All right, we had a bit more fun on the rock, doing some handstands, took a few photos, and then it was time to pack up and head back for the 10-kilometer hike, which was a lot nicer because we could see all the views that we missed on the way here. When we arrived, we got on the ferry. Wow, first ferry in Norway. Turns out there's a lot of ferries in Norway, but this was our first one, so I was stoked. That was like 10 minutes. Just ate a pancake and back in the car. And a few more hours on the beautiful Norwegian roads brought us to Bolten. Another day, another hike. Yesterday we finished 20 kilometers on the hike to Chunga. And now we're going to that famous rock that's wedged between another rock. I'm sure you've seen it before, but it's very iconic for Norway. And it's going to be about 3 to 4 hours there, 3 to 4 hours back. So another big day hike today. Here goes another big hike, and of course, horrible weather and blistering winds. We had to hide behind rocks to take a break. But as the saying goes, good things come to those who hike. Oh my gosh! This rock looks wild. The backdrop looks even better. And even though this is a well-known spot and can get pretty touristy, it's still pretty sketchy. Don't want to drop down there. And it was wet, so that added to the excitement. There it is, there's the rock. Time to step out and onto the rock.
Whoa!
What a feeling, suspended in midair.
Wow, that is scary on here.
Here's another angle from the 360 camera, and you can see the rock is just teetering there. So then Jordan and I got a few photos of each other, which were kind of scary since it was wet, and then headed back down the trail.
I thought it was bad on the way up. We're getting lost on the way down now because it's so foggy.
All right, cameras away. I'll see you when we make it back to the car.
That was insane. And we're soaking wet, quickly dried. Now we're sending it straight back to Bergen, 6 hours, and we're flying north to Lofoten. So 2 of the world's most iconic hikes checked off the list. Great way to start this Norway trip. On to the next one.
Okay, here we go, boarding the plane to arguably the most popular spot in Norway, Lofoten. This place is world famous for northern lights, the midnight sun, fishing villages, and some incredible hiking. And hiking is exactly what we'll be doing.
Wow, we made it to the top of our first hike here in Lofoten. We have this mini Chunga 2 rock and these incredible clouds, which did lots of time lapses of.
Does this look as extreme?
Yeah.
That looks as extreme?
Oh, wow.
What about this?
Ugh.
What about this?
I hate it. Do you want me to get a photo of it or what?
Oh, yeah.
I'm always the guy behind the camera when Jordan does this ridiculous things. And I blame Jordan for my quick aging. I'm aging in dog years because of this guy.
The light is popping.
Always when you're on there.
So even though Jordan's a maniac, it's generally harder to watch people than do it yourself. For example, when I did this handstand, it actually felt kind of safe. Go figure. So that ends day 1 in Lofoten. We're off to a great start. On to the next day, we arrived to Svar and headed up the hike called Devilporten. The coolest part about this hike was the steep ridge with one side clouded and the other side not. This part is optional and potentially unnecessary. The mountains and the water here are truly second to none. And while we thought these views are unbeatable, strap in for this next hike. It's a really good one. 2 hours later in the car, and we had arrived.
Onto the hike called Bringen. It's outside the town of Rhina. And it's a popular one, but it's a good one. That was actually a really quick 30 to 45 minute hike, and it's unfair because the views are like 8-hour hike worthy. Look at this. So we've been at the top here now, shooting probably 3 hours, enjoying the view, and the sun has not changed from that position. And what I mean by it hasn't changed is it sets like this. It's so weird because normally we come up top of the hike, the sun goes down, we shoot sunset, and then we're like, okay, it's over. But here the sun never sets, so it's the weirdest thing.
Due to the rotation of the Earth, the Arctic Circle is consistently lit up in the summertime.
All right, I guess that's it for today. Time to head back down. And tomorrow, I guessed it, time for another hike.
Bringen, wow, this has been my favorite hike so far on the trip. Absolutely stunning views. Although that being said, I'm excited for today's hike because it's promised to be amazing.
Another day, another exploration of this beautiful area of the world we're in. Today we're going to Viewpoint. It's an island, and it's one of the most, from what I've seen online, the most beautiful areas. Look at this water. It's just turned into tropics. How?
So here we go on another ferry to the island called Viewpoint. When here in Lofoten, riding the ferries is just part of the experience, and it really does add to the fun.
The ferry treat, and famous in Norway, is waffles, and they freshly made them, so I gotta try it.
So Norwegian people told me that eating waffles on the ferry is pretty much Norwegian culture at this point. It was pretty good, although it was just a normal waffle. But hey, now I'm so cultured. All right, we have arrived.
It's like that, hour and 15-minute ferry. Fun.
Welcome to the fishing island village of Viewpoint, home to 750 people, a couple of churches, a school, and world-class views.
Hike begins. We're going to the top. I'll see you in 2 seconds. Boom, and just like that, 2 seconds later, we made it to the viewpoint of the hike. That was actually around 45 minutes of walking. Not too bad. And look at that. One of the most incredible views ever. A sheer cliff face, it's a pearly white sand beach with clouds pouring in. Little horseshoe, grease water. Come on now, come on now.
So I think it goes without saying, the views just keep getting better here in Norway. Like, look at that cloud fall. What is that? Such a unique spot, and that beach is only accessible by boat.
Been up here like 2 hours staring at this cloud fall, and it doesn't get old. It really doesn't get old. It's sort of like a once in a lifetime view. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like this, which makes this top 5, top 3, top 1. So it is 10:35. The ferry comes at 10:45. We've been here 13 hours, no, 12 hours. And we're gonna have the drone up getting one last shot of the waterfall, the cloud fall. And we're droning the ferry coming in. Wow, okay, I'll show you the drone shot.
I really can't believe that this is 11:45 p.m. at night, still light in the sky.
Man, it's a huge day, but definitely the best day of the trip. Yesterday I said was the best day, but now today was the best day. Weather was perfect. This island is completely insane. That's it for today. Ferrying home. Good night, see you tomorrow.
One day later.
Wow, so today is the craziest day.
Mark, you can't just say every day is the craziest day because there can only be one. Anyways.
We went to get the ferry and there was no space up on the ferry. Missed it. So then Jordan ran around and saw if we could get a boat somewhere. And sure enough, we rented this boat and we're going to take it into the Fjordlands. And I'm driving the boat today, so I'm so stoked.
The boat was $300 for the day, but we also found 2 other random people that also missed the ferry, and they were happy to split it with us. So we drove the boat all the way to Kirkefjord and parked it on a random dock.
There's our boat on some random private dock. And then we just walked off the dock and no one's around. And now we're on the road. This is the road.
Everything is so beautiful, safe, and green that we just parked up our boat, got off, and began the 3-hour journey to this wonderful beach.
Wow, completely secluded. This is amazing.
A world-class location entirely to ourselves. You don't need to pinch me because this water is absolutely frigid and I'm well awake. After I jumped in, my friend Chase decided it was his turn.
Chase is going for it.
We definitely peer pressured him. He also didn't have his glasses so he could barely see. Panic incoming.
Chase, you're good, you're good, you're good. Relax. Relax, you're good. It's so cold.
All good, just a little chilly. After that hilarious bone-chilling experience, we dried off and got ready to leave.
Spent a few hours. Now it's time to begin the 2-hour hike back to our little dinghy boat.
Horseside Beach. If you're ever in Lten, this spot is an absolute must-do. No crowds, no tourists, and stunningly beautiful. But after that hike, we were starving, so it's time for another cultural experience. This one potentially controversial.
We got whale steak. First time ever. This is illegal in the EU. Well, we can have it here in Norway because I don't know why. But it's fine here. And it's not endangered. And it's just like eating any other animal, I think. So let's go in for some whale for the first time ever. Whoa. Looks a lot like steak. Doesn't taste like steak. Almost tastes like a cross between liver and like tuna and beef. It's like liver, tuna, and beef all together. Probably won't necessarily order it again, but it's really cool to try it once.
What a unique culinary experience. And now it's time to head to our hotel and call it a night.
Okay, so last night we came into this door, number 3, which is our room. After a big night out, the door was already open like this. And we're like, oh no, we got robbed. So then we look in the door, and sure enough, there was someone sleeping in Jordan's bed. And we had Chase's bed here and my bed here. And someone had just rolled in here and fallen asleep. Basically, the keys for this hotel just work on every door.
Okay, I'm definitely not going to say the name of that place because then it's going to get robbed. And B, you shouldn't stay there anyways, so no need to know the name. All right, new adventure.
So today's adventure is to check out the town with the shortest name in the world. And if it was a teacher calling out names on the attendance list, this would always be first because the name of this town is A. That's it, A. Let's go check it out, it's really small.
So we walked into the town of A, and turns out it's actually called Ua, and doesn't have much other than a cafe with decent cinnamon buns in it. It's basically a tiny fishing village, and not a whole lot to see. However, now I can say I've checked out the world's shortest city name ever. And they run a bunch of salmon farms. Norwegian salmon is an enormous global market, ranking at $16 billion per year, feeding 39 million people per day. That was pretty cool to see. So the rest of the day, we just drove around sightseeing, flying the drone, we spotted a couple of dolphins. We basically just chilled out and avoided hiking, since we'd been hiking non-stop the past few days. So we went to bed, had a good rest, woke up early, and then drove to what would be the last hike of our Norway trip.
Today is our last adventure. Chase and Jordan, are we sad?
Yeah, I'm sad it's our last day, but I'm super stoked for this hike.
I'm not sad. I'm over it. I'm just kidding. But it looks like a beauty lined up. We got lucky with the weather last day. We're gonna hike up along here, over there to a beach. Be stoked. Oh! Oh, you're alive! All right, we made it to the top. A little bit of a viewpoint. We're sucked in the clouds, but still looks great.
Wow, that's scary. That's scary. Oh my gosh, what is that?
Seriously, you tourists!
Get the camera out of my face!
Oh my word.
I'm stuck. I'm stuck.
Another stunning hike and good times with friends, one of the best ways to wrap up such a wonderful trip. In closing, I would say that Norway is in the top 5 of the world's best countries for scenery and landscape. Now with that being said, let's go back to the beginning of this video where we saw the crazy old man freaking out.
The place where we stayed the first 4 nights in, we made a booking for 2 people. We brought 3 people. The owner got upset, but he didn't just get upset because we offered to just pay for the 3rd person right when we got there. But then he just had this like massive power trip and started freaking out on us. So then of course after the trip was over, we left a review saying the place is nice, the location is nice, but the owner is rather confrontational. But then he called us, and then this is how that went.
Are you not afraid of what I shall do? Are you not afraid that I shall tell what person you are?
I don't understand.
Are you afraid?
No, I'm not afraid.
That's good. So better come back. Come and stay in the door here.
So now we decided, well, there's nothing better to do than to actually go pay him a visit, because he said that he wants us to come back and that we shouldn't be afraid for what he shall do. So we're on our way now to go and chat with the owner. This should be interesting.
Yeah, talk.
You called on the phone and you said, come back.
Yeah.
Have you lived in one of my house?
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, in that one.
Yeah.
But what do you write on booking.com?
I said that it's a good location.
What do you write about me?
You're confrontational.
That you're confrontational.
Huh?
You're looking for confrontation.
To you?
So everyone in general, like us 3. I said that you were stern and you were looked like you were looking for confrontation. And then you called me saying you were going to find me in Lten.
I shall find you.
We're here.
That's good that you are here. For the first, will you not pay?
We paid.
So you paid.
Yeah, we paid. Of course we paid. Because you were looking for confrontation. That's
You
exactly
must,
what I wrote.
You must not.
So you're not looking for confrontation.
Remember I got a 3rd bed from you and I paid for the bed.
And so,
What's the issue?
what was the problem? What was the problem?
About you being confrontational? Have you read the reviews on booking.com about you? Everyone's saying the same thing. You're very confrontational. You need to learn how to deal with customers like the customer is paying you. I don't know if this is the way you normally deal with customers, but to me it's not okay. I don't know if you think this is acceptable.
But it's not acceptable for me.
The cabin on booking.com says maximum 3 people.
Maximum 3 people in
on
my...
the booking.
Stand not 3 people in that cabin.
Well, you should change the information on booking.com then.
Yeah. And you must not stand and look.
Hey,
look on me.
Whoa, there's
Not stand and look. Look on me.
Whoa, there's none of that.
Bro.
Calm down.
Bro,
Calm
what are
down.
you doing? What
Yeah,
are you doing?
Please calm down.
Bro, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Chill, just step back.
You must leave my place here.
We'll leave.
Quickly.
We'll leave.
Quickly.
You told us to come here. You
Do it
told us-
quickly. I
We
know.
will, we will.
No one know who you are. Leave.
Yeah.
Quickly.
That's no problem.
Come on.
You told us to come. You told us to
You
come
asked
here.
us to come. Now
Come
you're asking
on.
us to leave?
Come on.
Bro, chill.
Come on.
Chill.
We're
Grab.
going to leave. We're going to leave.
Quickly.
We don't want to be here.
Quickly.
Boys, what just happened? What was that?
That guy's crazy. How does he run? How does he work in tourism? That makes no sense.
was insane. Like, how does he deal with guests all the time in that manner?
Customer service, and you just like step up to people and you tried poking Chase in the eyes, like, and he wanted to fight. Like, he legit wanted to fight. I don't know. I mean, kudos to him for stepping up to 3 guys, but still, like, real serious control issues there. It was a wild experience.
Now, I wasn't going to initially include that part in the video, however, I want you to be informed before you decide to stay there yourself. Negative booking reviews only portray so much, so I decided to show this footage so you'd have a better idea, and so that he hopefully doesn't continue to get away with that type of behavior. Anyways, that experience did not negatively affect our outlook on Norway at all. We had a 10 out of 10 experience. Let me know if you have any questions, drop a comment below, and I'll be sure to answer it. Please consider subscribing, and hopefully I'll catch you in an upcoming future video.